Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figure It Out Productions. The following video is part of our Quick Shoot series.
Hey guys, it's Adam here, and welcome to PlayLoad. This is all my video game pickups for the month of May 2016. Well, almost all of them. Movie magic time. I happen to be in, the day this video comes out, I happen to be in Southern Ontario, Canada, and I went up there for the Waterloo game swap. So, no doubt, I managed to pick up a bunch of different games that obviously couldn't be in this video. So here's everything I happened to get before that. We'll start here on the right side. Now, based on the cases, I'm sure you can tell what platform it's for. Nintendo Wii U, across the board there. Now, the reason for that, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, I like the Wii U a lot. And I really want to get a full set of it because I've been saying it for a long time. I think that's going to be a console that a lot of collectors are going to go after because it's just ripe for it. So I have a bunch of them already, and I've been going around trying to round up the ones I didn't get. So here's what I managed to track down this month. Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. This is funny to me because I remember when the Wii U launched and this came out, I thought games like this was going to be kind of the majority of the third-party support we would see out of the Wii U. And what I mean by that is, if you guys remember, with the original Wii, yes, there was shit tons of shovelware. But one thing that happened a lot was that 6th-gen games, you know, OG Xbox, Dreamcast, PS2, GameCube, would get slightly upgraded versions for the original Wii because it was essentially 6th gen tech that was kind of on steroids. So they could kind of re-release and double dip a lot. I figured that they would do the same thing with the Wii U, where they would take a lot of 7th gen games from like the PS3 and the Xbox 360 and upgrade them in a few different ways and re-release them for the Wii U. This was a perfect example of that because this is obviously a 7th gen game and they added more DLC. They probably did a few other things to it as well, but yeah, definitely cool to have that. But obviously that model didn't exactly pan out in the long run. And I believe this game is now going to be re-released on the PS4 and Xbox One, along with, I think, the first game, which was Arkham Asylum, and they're going to remaster it and all that stuff. But one game I don't think is on that collection is this one, Batman Arkham Origins. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm honestly not sure. This was made available for the 360 and PS3 as well, and I guess this was considered a pretty mediocre game, ultimately. The Wii U version is considered the best version, at least on consoles, only because it was the least buggy, so nice to have that. Fast and Furious Showdown. I'm not going to call this game rare, but I will say I've never seen it before. I never saw it before, and I haven't seen it since. Granted, there's been a whole lot of time since I picked it up, but I don't see it very often, but it was nice to get that. This one's nothing special. Just Dance 2015, and Just Dance Disney Party 2. Don't really care about either of those, but, you know, part of the full set. Rabbids Land. And again, another example of the definitive edition type of logic for the Wii U. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 Wii U edition, which was, you know, again, I believe this game was on the 360, might have been on the PS3, probably was. And then the Wii U edition, which is just, you know, the same game plus more content and upgrades and stuff like that. Again, I kind of figured that's what they were going to do with the Wii U, but third-party support bailed on them pretty quick. It's pretty understandable as to why. But anyway, while I was out getting these, I happened to come across a couple other things. This one was a huge nostalgia trip, and is also a game for a console that I almost never buy games for. Rascal for the PlayStation 1. This was a game I had as a kid, and I happened to sell it at some point, which is not a thing I do very often. Even as a kid, I didn't do that very often. I very rarely sold off my games, although it did happen from time to time, and this happened to be one of them. Now, Rascal is an early 3D platformer type of game. A little bit like Bug meets Crash Bandicoot, kind of. It was only $2, which I doubt it holds up that well, to be totally honest with you. But for the nostalgia trip alone, it was totally worth picking up. So there you go. I also got this for the Xbox One. I got Fantasia Music Evolved. Not really a game I care about, to be honest with you. It's a Kinect game and all that, but it's exclusive to the Xbox One. Well, actually, I think there's also a 360 version, but yeah, you get my point. So I wanted to pick it up on that basis. Plus, it was super cheap. Now, GameFly, which is a service, a game rental service, as I'm sure a lot of you know, at least if you live in the U.S. Every once in a while, they do these big like flash sales where they just dump their inventory for super cheap. So I happened to capitalize on that, and I got a few PS4 games out of it. Toy Soldiers War Chest, Mega Man Legacy Collection. I was surprised that this was already in the bargain bin. That was a nice one. Same with this one, actually, Ether, which was originally just a digital release in North America. Then it got a physical release in Europe, and I considered importing it. And I'm really glad I didn't, because ultimately they did bring it here. And then it already got a bargain bin release over at GameFly, so very cool to get that. This is one I kind of regret. The Book of Unwritten Tales 2. Nothing against the game, it's just that right after I got it, I found out this game is coming out for the Wii U randomly, and since I wanted to get the full Wii U set anyway, there probably was no reason to get this version, but whatever. This one I did not get at GameFly. I got this at Best Buy used, and I was very happy to do that because suddenly this game is getting harder to find. Life is Strange, which is actually a game we are now doing a series on my other channel, Game Society Pimps, if you want to check it out. Pretty funny videos with this game. But yeah, for some reason, this game's getting harder to find. I don't know why. I'm not going to tell you it's like rare and impossible, but just harder to find all of a sudden. But so nice to get that, especially for like $10, because that was cool. Because it was used plus the Best Buy Gamers Club Unlocked discount and everything, which was very cool. So moving along, got some OG Xbox, because gotta have OG Xbox. Not that many, and most of them are special. Well, actually, all of them are special, but for different reasons. So you guys might remember a couple of months ago, I did a PlayLoad where I showed you guys a bunch of import games I'd got. I did a deal with a guy who lives in the States, but he consolidates a lot of imported titles from Europe and Japan and so on. And he was getting rid of some more of them, and I decided to pick them up. So there's a bunch of, basically these are all European exclusives except for one, which you'll see. But yeah, shout out to Cameron, the guy who hooked me up with these. This one is Mashed, Drive to Survive. Micro Machines racing game. I'm kind of surprised we didn't get Micro Machines here. I always thought that was kind of a staple franchise here, but I guess not. At least a toy franchise, I don't know about video games. Pool Shark 2. Robot Wars Extreme Destruction, which I think was based on that show where these people would build little robots, and they would just beat the shit out of each other. I think that's what this is. Rolling, which appears to be a very obvious Tony Hawk clone. And Scar, aka Squadra Corse Alfa Romeo. It's a racing game, but there you go. And so those were all Euro exclusives. And then there was one North American game I managed to pick up, and that was Def Jam Fight for New York, which is basically a fighting game with rappers. This is actually one of the harder to find games in the North American library. This game has shot up a lot recently. I never see it. I got a friend who works at a game store here in Chicago called People Play Games. Shout out to a buddy of mine named Spencer. This came in and he was willing to hold it for me, so he held on to it for a few weeks until I could actually go there, and then I was able to buy it, so that was nice of him to do, so there you go. And while I was there, he hooked me up with a free promo disc that someone had brought in. This is a promo disc called I Love Bees, and it's for Halo 2. It's basically like an interactive DVD. It's not an Xbox formatted disc, but it is designed for Xbox promotion. And the footage is online. It's not like impossible to find, but the disc itself is actually pretty uncommon. It's not necessarily worth anything, but it is nice to see. It's nice to have, especially for nothing. It was cool of Spencer to hook me up with that, so thank you, Spencer. This comes from the UK, specifically from a company called Data Discs. This is something I ordered from them, and I'm excited to have it here. And I've ordered the other ones in the series, but yeah, now that this one's here, at least temporarily, the collection is complete. Now let's see if I can manage to get this open here with just one hand. Hey, all right, I kind of did it. There's tape on this side. Boom. Inside, we have this. It is the Streets of Rage 2 vinyl record. Check that out. Look at that. Oh wow, there's two of them. Yeah, it's got 4 sides. So it's got A. You can see an A there. And obviously that has B there. And then there's a second one for sides C and D. That's kind of interesting because I have the other Data Discs vinyl records they've done for like Shenmue, Streets of Rage 1, and the other ones that they did that I'm spacing out on at the moment. But yeah, none of them ever had, oh, they show them right there, Shinobi 3 and Super Hang-On are the other ones. So this is the 5th one in the entry there, Streets of Rage 2. I believe I ordered the collector's edition, although I honestly don't even remember. It's been a while. But yeah, as you can see, that's the inside artwork. Looks really nice. That's cool. And on the back, shows you all the songs that are available. And then I remember this original box art from the back of the Genesis or Mega Drive game. Really very cool.
I'll put a link in the description if you want to check out the vinyl records and where to get them and all that. And a special shout out to a guy named Spock Avriel who hooked me up with a vinyl record player so I can actually enjoy these. Because originally when I was getting them, it was just for collector's reasons, just because they were cool and I wanted to support something so neat. But I didn't have a record player, so I couldn't actually hear them. Now I can, all thanks to him. And I think I'm going to enjoy listening to this later. So definitely cool there. Let's take a quick look at one of the records itself so you can see like the style. See, it's not like a standard just black one. As you can see, it's got like a pattern to it and stuff. Very, very neat. Put that down there. I was about to put the records away, and then I noticed that inside the little pockets there for the records, they have additional artwork. How cool is this? So there's some art there. Very nice. And then this one, I've never seen this particular artwork. I mean, this one I've seen a lot. It's on the cover of the game and everything, but this version, never seen this before. That's really neat. I probably should have mentioned this before, in case people are curious. These are officially licensed by Sega. Data Discs got a lot of the original source material, and I don't know shit all about how you would do this. You know, you make vinyl records properly, but from what I understand, this company did it properly. It wasn't a haphazard job. They went through and did it as legit as fuck is the best way I can describe it, since I do not understand that process. But that's what I've been told, that they really did this, they really knew what they were doing, and they did a solid job.
There's a potentially brand new Sega Dreamcast game that could come into existence called Xenocider. I'll put a link in the description to the game. It's on Kickstarter if you want to check it out. Now, this is pretty exciting for a number of reasons. One of the big complaints people have with the Dreamcast independent scene is that, all the games are only 2D based. Well, this one's not. This is a 3D, basically like on-rails run-and-gun kind of game, kind of like a 3D version of Space Harrier a little bit. It actually looks really, really cool. So I personally have already supported it. Again, the link in the description if you want to check it out. But one thing that's really cool about their particular Kickstarter is they already have a demo that's playable of the game for you. And so what you can do is you can download the Windows version, you can download the Mac version, you can download the Linux version and try any of them. You can even download a Dreamcast demo of this. It looks really cool. So I really hope that they reach their Kickstarter goal, because of course it's always awesome to get a brand new Dreamcast game, especially one that pushes the indie scene. Because again, this is the first 3D based game we've had for the Dreamcast in over a decade, or potentially will have. So I really hope that they're successful with that. And yeah, I just want to make sure you guys knew that. And thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all later.